Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today on Master the Blue Chai we are doing the deep dive into the Sentebale scandal, covering the areas and timeline the media is ignoring. So back on his gap year, a young privileged prince was talked into yet again using his mother's name and started a charity in her name to look after HIV/AIDS children in Lesotho. There were just two causes that Diana stuck to in her later life: landmines and HIV/AIDS. So nothing original from Harry, just a way for some privileged people to look good and make a little dosh. This trundled along well. It was essentially self-funded, and then with the toxic Sussex brand, several of the long-time sponsors were no longer wanting to be involved, so they were not renewing sponsorships. The problems got worse as Europeans and the British had woken up to the fact Harry is a traitor and essentially not to be trusted. So you don't want to support them, which is of course understandable and possibly due to all the hair plugs. Harry has lost his sense of reality. Harry believes he is popular in the USA and they should change the focus of the charity and focus their efforts with American fundraising. Of course, nothing to do with all the rules and regulations that a British charity has to go through in the US. Well, they call them charities, but come on, they are anything but. So the charity employed experts or consultants in the US to achieve this. They work on a small retainer and commission on the funds that they bring in, mostly just from people they already know. People that are called rainmakers and what Harry was supposed to be, but isn't, which is why he doesn't a lucrative speaking circuit. This is important because they are salespeople, specialist fundraisers who take commission. The cost of doing business. It then all started to look dodgy, very dodgy. The charity changed its funding focus, its entire focus, to almost mirror a money laundering shell operation. So when the change of charity focus was filed, the UK Charity Commission, they were already investigating Sentebale. Now it's important to understand how the Charity Commission operates. This investigation is not a formal investigation, it is like a light audit. They are on the radar but not being investigated yet for criminal activity. Harry had already fallen out with the Sentebale CEO Dr. Sophie Chandauka, not necessarily for anything she was doing with the charity at this stage, but because she was a powerful, strong, attractive black woman that the Duchess Meghan did not like. The cause of the drama and falling out is quite simple really. Dr. Sophie Chandauka has a job to do and is both operational in running the charity, but the most important is fundraising. So the influencer Meghan needs for her brand to be the center of the attention, all eyes on her. Me, Meghan. Just your bulk standard TikTok influencer. Now Dr. Sophie Chandauka needs to hand over the trophies, and needs the shots not for her personal brand but for the charity. It is needed for fundraising with the rich and elite. The Sussex squad went into action and they started briefing against Dr. Sophie. So being a strong black woman and lawyer to boot, Dr. Sophie lodged a whistleblower complaint against the Sussex squad and board. She brought receipts. The board went into overdrive, and then after Harry had padded the board with his sycophants, they were holding a meeting to oust Dr. Sophie Chandauka from her position and job. Now she is a strong black woman and a lawyer, so lodged an injunction. Instead of replying or answering the injunction, the board all resigned, meaning there couldn't be an injunction as they were gone. They discharged their legal responsibilities and are in breach of these are facts and in the correct timeline. Now to all the allegations, and sadly, yes, Meghan is behind a lot of this. So watch to the end. Dr. Sophie Chandauka has accused the board of bullying, sexism, racism to her and other women. This was already in the first whistleblower complaint. There are financial irregularities with actions of the board alleged. This is on the record and being investigated. There are leaks through Meghan's PR. Yes, Meghan's PR team against Dr. Sophie Chandauka. Since last year they have had separate PR teams, and you need to watch our video on who pays for Harry's PR, link in the description to understand the full story. Harry uses Shillings while Meghan uses Sunshine. Sachs and some US-based staff. The leaks are originating from these people's accounts. It fits their playbook, it is just their standard operating procedure. So the flashpoint with Meghan was at the April 2024 polo charity fundraiser where the Sussexes tried to turn it into the Netflix show. Meghan was seen to bully Dr. Sophie Chandauka, and then she was ordered to back up and praise Meghan, and she refused to do it. From then her card was marked and Dr. Sophie Chandauka was going to be toast, which explains the last year of her life. Note the timing of the event and the change of charity focus which occurred a few weeks later. The financial problems started after, and of course all the bullying and other accusations. We have learnt that this isn't a coincidence, and of course it isn't. Meghan through her team and the proxy Prince Harry got her revenge. So why did Harry resign so fast and run away? Well, it's quite simple. Discovery, the emails and communications. Resign and avoid the investigation, protect Meghan at all costs. So that's that then. Well, maybe not, because the bullying and sexism/racism complaints go away, but the problem when you make financial smear campaigns, which also shows why Shillings is not behind it, means a full formal investigation is likely. That puts discovery on the table. It is a precursor to criminal charges, something that doesn't happen with the US. So there is more to come. This hasn't finished yet and has a long way to go. Check out our other videos, Meghan attacking Harry for what she did next. Remember to like, subscribe and share, and enjoy your delicious chai.